Now you're 9 in the world. One of your big goals of your career, we'd always discuss, was to be in the top 10. Now you've been in there for a few months. You finished last year at 16, got to the quarterfinals of Wimbledon. Do you have to recalibrate your expectations as we come to the summer and the final Grand Slam of the year, the U.S. Open, a slam that you've had a lot of success at? You've gotten to the quarters. Last year you got to the 4th round.
Yeah, a few things I do. You know, you never want to be content in this game, and that's where you get in trouble. I've done that before. Made the finals or win a tournament the previous week, and then be in a dogfight the next tournament the next week, maybe even the next day, and sort of feel content with what I had done in the past couple weeks, and I was fine and ready to go home. And so you don't want to be in that position. You know, so I'm able to make my schedule around, you know, doing well in tournaments or winning a few matches at least in every event, to where I can then have success and change some of your goals around. I mean, yes, top 10 was a huge goal of mine, and I have been there for, you know, 3, 4, 5 months now, and clearly I want to stay there. There's no doubt about it, and want to keep improving of my ranking. But the ranking goal, I feel like I've accomplished the one that I really wanted, which was in the top 10. What's the difference between 8 and 9, you know, or 8 and 7? I have no idea. I've been 7. I've been 8. 8 feels like 9. Feels great to be in the top 10. It doesn't really seem like it's that big of a difference. So there are other goals that you try to hone in on, and one of those is making, you know, at least the semifinals of a major. I just lost to Nadal in the quarterfinals of Wimbledon. I'd never been that far, so it was a nice spot to be in, but I'm lacking that one big win in a major, that one sort of where people can remember that one big win.
Once again, you're being tough on yourself. People remember, you don't, you played an unbelievable match against Tomas Berdych, who had been to the finals of Wimbledon, but you're not counting that as the big win, because you won that one and you lost the one to Nadal in 4 sets. So it's just that constant desire and pushing yourself to excel. You've been to the quarterfinals of the U.S. Open. What is your goal? It's an excellent surface for you. You won Atlanta last year. You got to the finals of Cincinnati once again, lost a tough one to Fed. What is your goal for the U.S. Open 2011?
Well, it's to make past the quarterfinals for sure. I certainly feel like going into any tournament in the summer and on hard courts that I can win it. 3 out of 5 has been a crutch for me throughout my career, but I'm in good enough shape to where I can play multiple matches in the heat, in multiple conditions, things like that. Mentally, I'm prepared to go for as long as it takes to stay in the matches, to not have those lulls that I used to have, and those used to be my issues.
Well, how much have you had to recalibrate your shot selection because of when you were not as fit and didn't move as well, and your ball striking is so good, it seems like you had to pull the trigger a little earlier. Now you have so much confidence in your movement and your fitness, you're able to play more patiently and really pick the exact shot where you want to attack.
Yeah, I mean, the fitness has been a huge part of my re-emergence, I guess, if you will, and the reason why I've been so consistent now with my results. It gives me a lot of mental energy, positive mental energy going into Grand Slam matches. I always knew I could play 2 out of 3 set matches, but it's the 3 out of 5, staying in there physically, staying in there mentally. And there are matches that I can remember just off the top of my head that I lost, you know, strictly due to fitness. And since I've lost the weight, since I've gotten in much better shape, there isn't one that I've lost because of fitness. I've lost because the guy was a better player on that day or was a better player, period. And those are the situations that you want to get yourself in.
What's the toughest food you'd have to stay away from? What's your crutch food?
Pizza, for sure. I love pizza. Cheeseburger, American cheese.
Entrecote, they make a pretty good fry there, huh?
Entrecote, yeah, I didn't go. I haven't.
Now that
been
is true dedication. Is not when you pass up, when you walk by entrecote in Paris. That shows true dedication.
And the line is long. Sometimes when the line's even short, yeah, those are the ones you want to stop at.
Just to pop in for a quick one?
Yeah. No, it's, those are the toughest things.
Let's talk about your foundation. A lot of the tennis players are very philanthropic. You've had your foundation for a while now. Mm-hmm. You've teamed up with a good friend of yours, Jake Owen, who's a very successful country artist. Mm-hmm. You do an event in the fall. Why has that been so important to you?
Well, it's really the only time when we get to go home.
And it's called the Mardy Fish Foundation.
My foundation is the Mardy Fish Foundation, and then my best friend is Jake Owen, who is a country music singer. We've been best friends since kindergarten, 5 years old. Him and he's got a twin brother, Jared. We've been very close throughout our life. His is the Jake Owen Foundation. It's just a time for us to go back home, to see old friends, to give back to the community that built us, you know, that has taken us under our wing for, 15, 20 years. It feels like that's home for us. Those are the years. Obviously, I was born in Minnesota, moved when we were 3 or 4, when I was 3 or 4, and the roots are there. But from what I remember, Vero Beach is growing up, and Vero Beach was home for us. So like I said, I mean, just if we could come back, play an exhibition set of tennis to help a lot of people and to help a lot of kids, it just seems like a no-brainer for me. For him, coming back and putting on a concert, doing what he loves to do and what he does best is a no-brainer for him. So that's the funnest time of the year for us.